Hello and welcome. We're back on a carry again. It's not raining. I'm full of painkillers and anti-inflammatories for my sciatica, so it's about time I got something done. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of panelling. Hopefully we can get the whole of the back end sorted out, so at least I've got the decent floor pan to work from. Then we'll take it from there. But first of all, clear all this crap out. Before I get too in depth with the flooring, I need to tackle this little problem. This, I believe, is a universal problem with carries. I believe it's where the bodywork meets part of the frame underneath, and it rusts like crazy, so I'm going to have to crack the angle grinder out and get it treated. Oh dear. So this is where I'm leaving things for the time being. Big hole there. That obviously continues through there. And there it is from underneath. So I've taken as much of the rust off as possible, getting down to hopefully as much bare metal as I could. Not easy for the angles and the areas that the rust has got into. So that's been treated now with Q-Rust or Crust or Crust, whatever you want to call it, which will harden off and hopefully should give some protection. Then what I'm going to look at is fiberglass in it. It's not structural, so I'll get a fiberglass matting put onto that. Then we'll give it an overcoat of protective paint as well, some hammerite, and then we'll have a go at the other one there. It's all fun, this Suzuki Carry ownership, isn't it? So it's had 3 coats of fiberglass matting on the top and 2 on the bottom, but I'll probably give it an extra coating on the bottom just for peace of mind. As you can see, this is so much worse than the other one, and the reason being is that is the outside part of the chassis, and the inner part of the chassis is about there, and it's got a void. Now what's happened is the rust has gone past that void, so I'm really not going to be able to reach it from underneath, so I'm going to have to treat as much as I can and hope for the best. Guess that's more work to do. Oh well, what can I say? The rust's now been treated on the back, and the fiberglass is setting just there. It's still a little bit tacky, so what I'll do is I'll cut it down, trim it off to size, and then paint it all over, and then we can get back to the flooring then once all that's fitted. This is where I'm at with the flooring at the moment. I haven't really made much progress, but I've just had to motivate myself a little bit. So I've got some panels which you've seen previously. I've cut these to fit around the gearbox stroke clutch inspection hatch, and what I'm going to do is I've got these 2 battens here. One's going to fit down there and the other is going to fit down there, so that'll at least give me a level foot base. Then what I'm going to do is fit some wood up there, and it's from that point that I'm going to measure to the back there, and then hopefully at least get a semi-level floor pan from there. But that'll all become a bit clearer as I'm going along anyway. So here's a bit of an update for you. If I don't seem that coherent, bear with me, and if I look a little zonked out, it's because I'm on a lot of painkillers, anti-inflammatories and other drugs for things. not in a particularly brilliant place at the moment, but that's by the by. So the external battens here I've fitted to the ply lining, and then what I'm doing is I'm bracing with others which will make the remainder of the floor pan. So whatever flooring I choose to use will go fitted on this. This seems to be relatively level with the back part there. So I'll just crack on, and the next thing hopefully you'll see is the finished article, and then we'll decide on what the flooring is going to be. I'm quite happy that the main frame for the flooring is up to scratch, so the next thing I've got to do is cut this raised bit off. I deliberately don't cut things in a straight line, even with a new jigsaw, simply because I love using my my vintage plane. At least that's my excuse anyway. Yeah, it's about as level as it's ever going to get for me. Next job's going to be getting rid of all this old glue. So it's going to be a case of taking it apart, but I'll save you that boredom. So I'll catch you in a second. This is where we're at the moment. I decided to give up on the idea of reusing the old ply and went out and bought some. I had a £30 voucher from work for being a great person. So this is what I spent it on. So it's cost me nothing. It's all cut to size. So the only thing I've got to do now is get all this insulated, which you can probably see over there. But first of all, what I need to do is check for holes. That's those 2 holes filled up with some silicone. I'll treat them from underneath as well, just to future-proof them. What I will be using for the insulation is the recycled plastic bottles insulation. So we're saving the environment as well, which is good. I did that on the rest of the van as well. And the reason I use this is because, unlike the normal loft insulation that you get, this stuff doesn't really have the horrible nasty small fibres that get everywhere and agitate you. So I'll shut up and I'll get insulating. That's the last part of it done. Just got to get the ply screwed down nicely. What I did first of all is I worked out where the screws needed to go, where the battens were, and I marked it with an X so that when I was drilling I knew pretty much exactly where I had to go. Smartest way to do the covering of the ply would be to use a template. The template I've got is heavily screwed down to the framework, so I guess I haven't been very smart with this one. So I'm going to remove the ply, use the ply to form a template, and then you'll see what the flooring looks like in a minute, hopefully. I'll give you a quick guided tour of what I've managed to do. As you can see, I've been drinking coffee. This is all the flooring in, and I've got the edge trim. That is either going to be painted black or white. I'm not entirely sure yet, probably black. As you can see from this side, we now have usable storage with little knobs on. I'm going to fit the magnetic part to there, so it'll have a little magnet lock on it, and inside we've got plenty of storage, which as you can see is ram full with all the crap that I've had in the van, or most of it anyway. This is, the floor pan is going to be varnished first of all, because obviously people's feet are going to be on it. and I don't want to end up with a situation like last time where it was all rotting. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far without falling asleep, please feel free to give me a like, and also maybe subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one.